So Elon Musk is becoming more and more unpopular by the day. People are boycotting Tesla, and people are really starting to wake up and see through exactly what it is that he's doing. Every protest that I've went to so far, I actually see more signs with his name on it protesting Elon Musk than there are Donald Trump, and that's because they realize that Donald Trump basically just sold out to Elon and put him in charge. And that's funny to me because the entire time Trump talked about how he was the smartest guy in the room and how that he could turn it all around on day one, but then he had to turn it over to somebody else to do his job for him, and he went off and played golf. Spent more time playing golf in the last couple of months, spent more time at Mar-a-Lago. He doesn't care. All he has to do is poke his head up from time to time, say a line of bullshit, and his followers will go right with it. But the thing about Elon is he's out here now just trying to gut everything, and he's doing so in the name of he's finding corruption. And they're spinning this that the reason Democrats are so upset is because he's finding all the corruption. So, of course, the Democrats would be upset. When in reality, he is saying that he is going to cut programs like Social Security and Medicaid, calling them entitlements and saying that we need to get rid of them. I already played this clip once in a video, but it's worth reminding people this is how the guy thinks about Social Security and Medicaid. Take a look.
I mean, the way it's important in entitlement spending, which is which is most of the federal spending is entitlements. So that's like the big one to eliminate, because that's the sort of $500 billion, maybe $700 billion a year.
And I'm sure a whole lot of you have already saw this, but let's not forget that he also said Social Security was a Ponzi scheme. Take a look.
You can tell me better than anybody.
Social Security is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time.
Right, explain that.
Oh, so well, people pay into Social Security, and the money goes out of Social Security immediately. But the obligation for Social Security is your entire retirement career. So you're paying with you're paying like if you look at the future obligations of Social Security, it far exceeds the tax revenue.
Well, not everybody is buying in to Elon and his bullshit. Representative John Larson out of Connecticut went off on an epic rant and asking the question that we've all been asking, which is, if Elon's right, if he's this brilliant, smart guy that has found all of this corruption, if he's really right about it all, why doesn't he come face to face with the Democrats he's accusing? I mean, can you imagine what an epic moment of TV it would be if he came and had this big, massive victory? But I have a feeling the reason why that he won't sit down is because he would have to bring the evidence and receipts, and I really don't think he has any. Those little tweets that he shares with the words wow out from it, I don't really think that that would be enough, and I think he knows that. And John Larson absolutely rips him in this next clip. We're going to break it up into two different segments, but folks, this is good. Take a look.
Very sad morning when this committee, the oldest and most continuous in the Congress, neglects its responsibility and essentially holds this hearing today to block any further discussion. The men and women on this committee are good people. They're honest and caring people. And that's why I do not understand why you would relegate this committee to no longer being of significance and resort to saying you will do whatever Elon Musk and Donald Trump tell you to do. Where's the independence of the committee? Where's the legislature? We're an equal branch of government. And you start off with a blather, and yet we look at the empty seats here. Where's Elon Musk? I'm sure he's a genius and is a very credible person because of the wealth he's accumulated. But that does not put him above the law or the responsibility to come before this committee in this Congress. If he's so great, if these plans and all the fraud and abuse that he's found are so eminent, why isn't he here explaining it? You know why. Because he's out to privatize Social Security. He's been on television the last couple of days talking exactly about Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, and what he intends to do. Privatize it. The American people, some of them may have been born at night, but not last night.
I mean, I think the million-dollar question here is, why doesn't Elon sit down in front of Democrats and show the evidence? Why won't he do that? If he's so right and correct about it all, you'd think that would be the one big moment he would be waiting for. But John Larson is really just getting started here, so let's let him keep cooking.
Elon Musk thinks that this is the best thing to do. President Trump has called Social Security a scam. Elon Musk, as Mr. Neal said, called it a Ponzi scheme. Ask that of the people in your district. Ask that, Mr. Smith, of the more than 198,000 people in your district who rely on Social Security, and you won't even let the person who's planning to privatize it, who's telling the big lie in front of everyone, in bold as he possibly can, saying, this is what we're going to do. The Congress is in our back pocket. We don't even have to come before them and testify because we control the House, we control the Senate, and we control the presidency. And it's the tyranny of the executive. It's why these resolutions were first adopted back in 1789, because the founding fathers knew that the executive branch does not have total authority over the legislature unless you have a willing party that says, no, we're going to do exactly what you tell us to do, Mr. Musk and Mr. President. It doesn't matter to our constituents. It doesn't matter how much money they are not going to receive. We're not even going to tell them the truth about what's going to happen to them.
Now, I know a whole lot of people are going to spin this like, well, now the real reason he's upset is because Elon's finding all this corruption. No, the real reason why he and so many Americans is upset is because that's not entitlements. They paid into Social Security. That's their money. And now they see this billionaire getting in there and just cutting everything so he can turn around and give all the billionaires in Trump's cabinet a tax break. And what is so sad to me, and why this one strikes such a nerve with me where I'm from, is so many people in my part of the world depends on Medicaid and Social Security. They depend on these programs. And what's so funny is that, not really funny, but what's just so weird is that so many of them will go out here and they will vote straight against their own interest. And you can say to them, they're going to cut that. They're going to throw that in the trash. They called it an entitlement, and they will not believe you. Because they have been brainwashed, and I really hate to use that phrase, but it's just the truth. They have been brainwashed into believing anything that Donald Trump says, and now anything Elon Musk says. And as long as them two are just two peas in a pod, they'll believe them. The minute that Donald Trump doesn't need Elon, which I don't think that moment's ever going to come, I think he's in debt to him for life. But if there ever come a point, it would take Trump throwing Elon under the bus before they would ever call him a crook. And it's funny to me how people where I'm from will call me a communist and say that I'm a traitor and can't believe that I'm saying the things I'm saying, and they won't even entertain my warnings, but yet they will take the word of a reality show TV host that has clearly grifted them for every dime he could get out of them and is still doing it. And if he would grift people with Bibles, I mean, that's the main one to me. If you would sell a Bible, that's the lowest of the low. But if you would grift someone with Bibles and portraits of yourself on a t-shirt of your mugshot and trading cards and all the ridiculous grifts that Trump has done, if a man like that would grift you for those things, you're going to sit and tell me you trust him with your Social Security? You're going to sit and tell me you trust that guy with the money that you paid into the system? There's no way in hell I would ever trust that man with anything. But there's a whole lot of people, unfortunately, that do. But we'll keep calling it out and we'll keep pointing it out. And they can scream all day that we're trying to take up for corrupt politicians. No, they are the corruption. And to the ones out there, I hate this talking point so much when people say, well, these people used to be a Democrat. Even Trump used to support Democrats. Musk used to support Democrats. RFK Jr., all these people used to be Democrats. They've always been grifters and con men, and they gravitated toward the Republican Party because of that reason. Because once they saw Donald Trump go over there and realized, hey, you know what? You can go over there and do anything you want to do, and you'll get a free pass. You'll get away with it. No one will ever believe you even done it. So it's not about these people used to be Democrats or used to support Democrats. They've always been grifters. They've always been con men. And now they just found an umbrella that they can get under and all be criminals together.